Hello and welcome to Cooking with the Wooden Spoon. A little while back, one of you sweet viewers asked me to do a video on drying herbs. I couldn't do the video until now. Yesterday, I finally got my oven fixed and it is working well, and I'm pretty happy about that. But one of the ways that you can dry herbs is in the oven. So I wanted to wait until I could do that. So I have a few ways that we can dry herbs. Of course, there is the herb dryer, which is awesome and works well. I didn't always have an herb dryer, so I would do my herbs one of two ways. I would put them in bunches and then actually just tie them to a hanger. I know this sounds like so old school and we're past that now, but if you don't have certain, I don't know, luxury items, you learn to make do without them. After harvesting these, I did wash them. It's important to wash them first, but I'm just going to hang a few bunches of these upside down. I used to hang them on my clothesline, actually, in Pennsylvania when my kids were little, before I got that fantastic thing. They did great. I don't have a clothesline now. That's actually one of the only things that I miss from Pennsylvania, from my home there. But it's okay because I don't have to hang these outside, certainly. I may hang them in the basement, or it just has to be a dry place. Obviously, if it rains, I would bring this in from the clothesline. And I don't think it's going to rain today, but it is going to rain tomorrow. So I'll keep that in mind. Uh, I know it's super silly. It's actually kind of cute, but that's one way that I would dry herbs. Another way is to put them on parchment and dry them in the oven. My oven's lowest setting now that it's working, is 170. When my herb dryer does the herb drying, it does it at 95 for herbs. But I have found that 170, really, it's still okay. The herbs will take a little while. Ovens vary. My guess is these will be dry. It's been so long since I've done this. I'll let you know how long it takes, but my initial guess is that it took about an hour, maybe, to do this amount of herbs. I didn't harvest a whole lot of herbs, so I'm going to put two different types of herbs on the same parchment. But the herbs will dry at a different rate. So make sure you check the herbs and see if some of them are drying faster than others. For the parsley, I take it off of the stems and do it that way. And also the same with basil. I'll take the basil off the stem and put it on the parchment. Actually, before I started using parchment, I would take a dryer, like a cookie dryer. Coaling rack is what it's called. I would take a coaling rack and I would put that on my cookie sheet and put that in the oven. Uh, you learn to make do with what you have. I think that's kind of one of the beautiful things about life. You find that you don't really need a lot of stuff. So, kind of along those lines, our internet is currently out and we have somebody coming to check it out, but it's currently not working. Um, but the funny thing is, my husband is very scientific and he loves technology. And so he has everything digitized. We have Alexa, and Alexa turns our lights off and on. If I go over to a light switch and I turn it on without saying to Alexa to do that, my dog goes crazy. It scares him. And I think that's so funny. So I have to go over to the light switch and say it and then flip the light switch so that the dog doesn't freak out. I just think it's funny. So we have a lawnmower that is a lawnmower that is robotic, and that's not working. So after I get done with this, I have to go find where the lawnmower stopped when the power or the electric internet went out, and so that will be fun. And our lights can be done with an app, but the app is not working. I know these are not real problems. Not being able to watch TV is seriously not a real problem, but I do think that it's funny that our dog is so conditioned that if the Alexa does not turn our lights on and off, he is afraid. But anyway, back to herb drying. We will plop these in the oven. The dried herbs, I probably have a picture of dried herbs that are completed, but you probably know what dried herbs look like. So we're not going to wait to post this for the herbs to dry. Those will take weeks to dry, weeks to a month. If you think they're dry, let them dry longer. And then once they're dry, you can just pull the leaves off and put them in a Ziploc bag, or I've also put them in ball jars and then labeled the ball jars. But yeah, so we're going to pop these in the oven, and then I will let you know how long the dehydration process takes on these. So our herbs are done. The oregano took about 35 minutes at 170 in the oven. You can tell that it's done because when you squeeze it, it crumbles. If it doesn't just kind of disintegrate, then there's still too much moisture in it. And then the same with our parsley. Even though it is still green, our oregano is dark. I have parsley that I did last year that's still green. So I just knew that it would still be green. So this just disintegrates as well to make it into parsley flakes. That's typically what I do. I'll squish this all and then take out any of the big stem pieces. So we have those dried, and I'll also be drying things in the dehydrator, but I just wanted to show you how simple it was and quick. These dehydrated in an hour, the parsley, because the leaves are bigger, and the oregano was about 45 minutes at 170. So there are a lot of different ways that we can preserve the herbs. Just because we are done with them in their fresh form doesn't mean we have to be done with them in all of their forms. I'm happy that I will be able to have parsley until next year whenever I have harvest season. So preserving the herbs is easy, and it makes you able to use them for an entire year or more. I actually still have some dried herbs from 2 seasons ago as well. So give it a try. It's pretty simple.